I don't know, I feel like I lost my social skills, basically. I don't know. Honestly, I just feel like there's... I don't know, there's some really strange stuff going on in the world, and it's been weirding me out, and, most other people don't even notice. I don't know, I probably need some kind of visual representation to give you an explanation of something I saw yesterday. Of course, I was drinking, but at the time, so... But still, I saw what I saw. And I see stuff like that happen all the time. Like I'm catching a glimpse of an alternate universe or something. What I saw, I was looking across the park and I saw this girl walk up. There's this area, this place that used to be an old gas station. I don't know what the hell it is now. Not that many months ago, this fence wasn't there, but there was this like whole, roofed area, and homeless people would go sit there, right? But then they built a fence up around it. Well, from across the river, I saw this girl walk up, and she walked right into and sat under the roofed area, right? I saw it. Like the fence wasn't even there, but then I walked over there, and the fence was there. She wasn't, yeah. I don't know. I see shit like that, or like, I'll be sitting at a red light, look in the rear view mirror, and there's like say a white pickup truck behind me or something, and it's like boxed in by a bunch of other traffic, couldn't go anywhere. I look back up at the light to see if it's going to change, then I look back in the rear view, and the pickup truck is gone, and there's like a blue car there instead or something, right? Different people. Like the thing just disappeared, and there's nowhere it could have possibly gone. Other things I see sometimes, I'll be out in traffic, driving around, about to take like go through a four-way intersection or something. And I look both ways multiple times, there's no cars. As far as the eye can see, in many instances, the eye can see over 100 yards in both directions. No cars. So I step on the gas, and I go, and then I come inches away from getting sideswiped by some car that seemed to appear out of nowhere. That's happened, yeah. But as far as like social skills go, I mean, like here's what happened to my social life basically. Well, in grade school I had a whole bunch of friends, and then in 6th grade they held me back, and then I got skipped back up to my normal grade. But because of that little period of time where they held me back, I basically lost almost all my friends. And also because I quit the basketball team. Because, like, all the other kids were growing and, getting to be like 150, 200 pounds, and I was still like, 85-pound fucking weakling or something at the time as a little kid. I just wasn't growing. They were getting to be freaking, 6 feet tall, 150, 200 pounds or something, and I was like, it's just, I didn't, get bigger until like, I dropped out of high school my junior year or something. Went and got my GED. I don't know. Because I wasn't on the sports ball team or whatever, I wasn't super popular there, and I, lost my original friend group. When I was 16, I basically ran into essentially, like the Lodi kids or whatever, and ended up becoming friends with them, and they, were all getting high, and so I started getting high, and up into like almost my mid 20s, I was smoking a bunch of weed and popping pills and just eating mushrooms and all that kind of shit, just getting high all the time, and that was my, group of so-called friends or whatever. I never really felt like, I mean, there were a lot of things that made me think that they were really just taking advantage of the fact that I had a car, they didn't, so they could get me to give them rides places, or if I had weed, or I had pills, or I had whatever, they wanted to be around and act like buddy buddy so they could get high, or whatever, right? That's kind of the feeling I got from them, is that like they had been friends for years or whatever, and then they run into me, and a lot of the time I felt like they were probably just using me, you know. I don't know if they ever really thought of me as a friend or if I was just somebody they were using, but whatever it is, whatever the situation is, there came a time in my 20s I decided I wanted to get sober. I wanted to stop being fucking high and messed up all the time, and I was trying to quit drinking too, but got rid of the pills, got rid of the weed, got rid of all the drugs, but the alcohol was still in every fucking store everywhere. But basically I was, the guys that were getting high all the time were still coming around trying to get me to get high all the time, and I kept trying, get them to go away, tried being logical and just saying, oh, I don't think it's good for us to be around, I need to, get away from people who are using, and, but, they don't give a crap about logic. They'll just come by, hey, pussy, fucking smoke a bowl, man, come on, you know. So, I guess I basically had to become like an asshole or something and just like scream at him at some point to try and get him to go away and leave me alone because I didn't want to get fucking high anymore. And then I just found myself isolated, drinking, going through, basically pattern of being in periods of where I'm sober for a week or two or whatever, sometimes a month or two. And then I end up back drinking. I've stayed off of drugs, and but because of this, like, I haven't had any friends, basically. Not really. I end up trying to be sociable when I'm drunk or something. And, everybody else is getting high, and we just don't mesh well. And then I'm sure there's like the regular people, like my old friend group I grew up back in school with, like they're probably married with 3 kids and got fucking house and a couple acres or something somewhere. And I'm like barely above homeless since my mom died, and it's just like there's also this thing where it seems like the majority of people are fairly unconscious. I mean, there's Democrats and Republicans basically, and people that believe in just all kinds of stuff that seems ridiculous to me. And that have no, hardly any idea what's going on in the world. There's just not a lot of people I can talk to about anything because they don't understand me. So I find myself being just isolated. And also, like, I don't know, I've been attempting to develop some kind of a moral compass to some extent too, right? Like, things that I used to do that I just won't do anymore, or I don't want to do anymore, really. Or, I don't know, I try not to. I don't know, like, I always used to have a girlfriend, but back in the day, but the fact of the matter is that I just seem to have a way of attracting women that are married or already had a boyfriend for years or something, that are just looking to cheat on their boyfriend or cheat on their husband or something, trying to make somebody jealous or whatever, right? And that just was always what I would run into. I never fucking find a woman that's actually single, let alone single and sober. And if there was a woman I could, a way I could get laid, it would probably be sleeping with somebody's wife or something, and I just don't want to do that. I want a woman to actually care for me, actually care about me, And there's a lot of chicks out there that are kind of, to be frankly, seriously damaged goods, man. I'm not saying I'm not kind of damaged goods, I suppose, but I guess. I don't know, man, when I'm all sober and clear-headed, which is actually the majority of the time, I'm pretty, intelligent and functional and everything. But also, like, the basic ways that people do everything, that this world just doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to me, The way we live our lives, how badly we're getting screwed, basically. We're getting screwed, like, big time, You're supposed to get a job, go spend all day working for some corporation or whatever to make them a bunch of money. They pay us dog shit, basically. Then our rent is so fucking high and our cost of living is so high that we can't afford to live anywhere, basically. Or you could certainly ever afford to buy anything, would be renting forever. I don't know, man. I don't know, everyone seems to be okay with this way of living. Like, that's the way it's supposed to be or something. You got this certain section of society that manages to get some kind of super high-paying jobs. Most of them probably work for the government or something, in one regard or another. They're, they work for a city, or they work for a county, or DMV, or, one thing or another, right? Jesus. Choking. I don't know, people making the big bucks. Perfect credit scores and stuff. And I don't know, most people, couple together. It's hard for a guy to find a single woman now, It's like they don't exist. It's like finding, Bigfoot riding a unicorn or something. Especially a single woman that doesn't have a bunch of kids from some other guy already or something, Or one that isn't, like, extremely, extremely damaged from some horrible fucking past relationship. I always end up, when I have fucking found relationships in the past, I always end up, like, again, what shows up when I try and look for a single woman usually is these women that are, like, separated from their husbands, they got multiple kids, or they're just saying they're separated from their husband, but they're living with the guy, or they got some boyfriend they've been dating for 10 fucking years, and they're just looking to cheat on him or something, and then they'll never actually leave him. Or they're women that have, like, some super abusive relationship from the past or something that now they're so sensitive and, self-empowered or something that you can't even, you gotta walk around eggshells around them, and I can't say one fucking wrong word without them being offended forever or something. I don't know. Then I had this Dewey from years back where I didn't have a driver's license for like 4 or 5 years, and I lived kind of out in the country. So, like, I couldn't even go anywhere, basically. I had to wait until, my mom or something was going to a grocery store and try to catch her before she leaves, because she won't even tell me, and say, hey, I want to go to, can I go to the grocery store, please, That's what I had to do for like 4 or 5 fucking years or something. No, it was like 5 years, yeah. 5 years of being, like, basically isolated out in the fucking, kind of the country, but not really the country, It's like, it's far enough out in the country to where there's, you can't make it to any businesses or stores or anything, basically. Unless you want to walk fucking 10, 15 miles. Ride a bike or whatever. You're a pain in the ass. I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, nobody ever really taught me a work ethic or anything when I was younger. They'd say, get a job. But nobody would say exactly how or where or what type of career would lead me to having a future at all. Nobody had any fucking ideas about that. It's like I was relegated to pump gas forever when I had the intelligence to where I could have been a fucking airline pilot or a fucking surgeon or archaeologist or something. But Could have been assembling circuit boards or whatever, or, building computers or. I used to just like build, fix computers, build computers, teach people how to use them and stuff when I was younger. And I did some moving jobs and stuff. Mostly I'd try and flip stuff I found on, Craigslist or. But I never really had, my own land or that much space, so I couldn't do that to the full extent of what you could do, because my mom didn't want a bunch of crap piled up, in her. I mean, seriously, if you had some land and you had like a pole barn or something, you could basically stock most of your entire barn with like stuff you got for free or next to nothing that you could resell for, $50 here, $100 there, People basically giving away exercise equipment and bikes and like all kinds of stuff that you could probably make money off of. You just had like a truck and trailer to load shit on and a place to store it, and you could practically, have your own store or something. Have it fully stocked with stuff you got for free, in large part, or next to free. But I don't even have a place of my own to have my own stuff. I have to rent a space, and I have for years now been paying the rent, which is more than what this apartment would have been able to rent this apartment for 15, 20 years ago. I'm paying, counting the electric bill, I'm paying about $900 or more a month to live in some place that's used to be like $100 a month. I don't know how the fuck I can sustain this just doing DoorDash and Uber, because hardly any orders come in on Uber and DoorDash. There's so many cheap no-tippers and stuff and just low-tippers. And it's so oversaturated, like everybody and their mother and their brother and their grandma is fucking doing DoorDash, so you can't hardly make any money some days, And there's all these people here from all over the place, man. I mean, that's kind of strange to me. Something that's kind of a fairly new development, from what I can tell, is everywhere I go, there's, license plates from Idaho, Montana, California, et cetera, et cetera. There's all these people from other states that are just moved down here, and it's like, this place is so packed and there's no infrastructure to support the amount of fucking people that they're cramming in everywhere. And it seems like the only jobs are a bunch of low-paying garbage jobs where, I'm probably do about as well just doing DoorDash as I would trying to get one of these fucking things. And if I could get some job, I'd probably end up having, take orders from some fucking teenager or something. It's like, I just don't know what to do, Fucking mobile homes and shit are going for like, ridiculously expensive, and the lot fees on most places are ridiculously high, like just as high if not higher than the fucking renting an apartment. Most places. And the mobile homes themselves are ridiculously overpriced. Some shit that would have been $2,000 fucking, 15, 20 years ago or something is like 50 grand or more now. I started dealing with this shit alone, man. Not having anyone to bounce ideas off of, really. Not having anyone to help me with anything. To help me with the fucking rent. To help me with, just getting shit done, everything. I mean, I can't be two places at once by myself, I can't do two things at once. I can't be, doing my laundry and dashing or well, I mean, if I thought I could trust the frickin', my clothes not to be stolen or something, or... No, I'd have to drive way the fuck across town, probably. Meanwhile, my laundry'd be sitting there in the washer or dryer, somebody's liable to steal it or take it out of there or something, Having to go to a laundromat just to do my fucking laundry, that's new. No, not anymore, it's not, I guess. I've been doing it for a couple of years, or seems like a few years now, but... I don't know, man. I went out on fucking Thursday and Friday. I did a bunch of stuff on Thursday. I got my, I don't know, got a haircut, got my car washed, did my laundry, turned in my cans, got some water, did some shopping, and then I went out and dashed. I made like, between Dash and Uber, I think I made like $80 or something. Friday comes along, I go out. I mean, I could tell that the town was too crowded for me to make any goddamn money yesterday, Friday, I guess. That's not yesterday anymore. It was too crowded where I wouldn't have been able to make hardly any money, so I took off and went to the next town to try dashing over there. Went out for an hour and made like $31. It was like, great. And then I just sat around for the next hour and a half without not a single order came in. I'm running DoorDash and Uber Eats at the same fucking time. No orders coming in the whole time. So I took off. Went and saw a waterfall. Saw some deer, all that. That was nice, but it's like I got back into town, thought about maybe dashing, but like I could just tell it was too crowded. It was too fucking crazy out. You can tell right away when shit's gonna be crappy, And it's like, you're not making any money if you're fucking getting, say, some order for $3 or $4 or $5, even $5 or whatever. If you have to go to the restaurant and there's nowhere to park, and then you go, walk in there and they're so crowded with too many people, you got so many orders coming in that you end up having to wait 45 minutes or an hour to pick up a single order, and then have to drive all the way across town and back just to deliver that one order and then wait around for another one. It's going to be the same thing. It's, there's no money to be made when it's like that. When the roads are just too crowded and there's people out walking around everywhere in the middle of the road, and people clogging up the parking lots, clogging up the roads, you just can't get from point A to point B in time to make money. When it's like that. So basically I said fuck it. I mean, I was hot and things weren't going good, so I went and I didn't really want to drink, but the urge came up or whatever, and it's like, end up at the store buying fucking beer again. So I drank on Friday and just hung out in my room, and then Saturday came around and had beer left over from the night before. I start drinking, I walk out to the park and start, hanging out with basically homeless people or whatever, because who else do I got to hang out with, basically? How lame is that, right? End up buying them beer. And fucking blew money, you know. I ran out of the beer I had, and then I ended up fucking buying an 18 pack, sharing it around, and then everybody's gone, and I've got most of an 18 pack left, which I didn't hardly drink any of it. I don't even hardly like Rolling Rock anymore. It's not as good as it used to be, or my taste has just changed or whatever. I don't know, I just, you know, feel stupid, and I should just get out and try to work, but I gotta get out of here, man. This is not a good place for me. I'm still to this day, at 40 fucking years old, I'm still surrounded by all the same old influences, and even more and even worse, you know. People all over the place that are fucking high on, you know, meth, heroin, fentanyl, all this shit. And then everybody's a goddamn pothead, basically. Everybody wants to do mushrooms and fucking smoke a bunch of weed and pop pills and all this kind of shit. And I'm trying to stay the fuck away from the shit. But, I mean, alcohol don't help nothing. Alcohol's not good either, you know. But it's just fucking everywhere, you know. It's everywhere and it's so convenient, you know. Conveniently located fucking everywhere. Yeah. And when I'm like, go out and try to do the fucking right thing, try to go work, try to have some ambition and try to work and make some money, I can't fucking do it because there's just too many fucking people crowding up everywhere. There's too many fucking dashers and there's too many, you know, just too much, you know, crowd clogging up the road basically and clogging up the parking lots. Clogging it, you know, can't get anything fucking done. And then of course there's the cheap asses, you know, the no tippers and stuff, and the low tippers. You get orders like that come in. Enough orders like that, it's just wrecking your fucking stats, man. Wrecks your acceptance rating. You don't take them, but if they're sending you one after another, these garbage orders, you're not making any money. You're just basically working as a slave. A lot of days I'll go out and dash all fucking day, and it's pretty fucking discouraging because I feel like all I did was basically make gas money to pay for the gas that I blew driving around delivering food to people all day. And I didn't make any money on top of that to fucking go towards bills and shit. But I mean, as far as bills go, like, I don't even want to be here. I want to move somewhere else. I want to be somewhere else that's not here. Because like I said, I'm still surrounded by the same fucking influences. All around here. And I just want to get away from it. Like, I want to try and find some people, you know. People say you gotta find your tribe, you gotta find your people, you gotta find the people that, you know, that understand you and that you get along with. Well, they're not around here, that's for fucking sure. I don't know where the hell they'd be. I go places and I don't fucking hardly fit in anywhere, basically. I mean, go to the park, even just trying to look at a waterfall, there's so many fucking people there that I can't even hardly get a picture of the waterfall without having somebody glaring at me because they're standing in front of the waterfall. I can't even go for a walk and talk on my phone without having, you know, people passing me every 2 seconds, or people standing around having groups of people standing around having conversations that just look at me like, what the fuck is this guy doing here, you know? sucks fucking just being alone all the fucking time. I mean, that's the thing, man. And I realized, like, if I was doing fucking drugs or something, I'd have tons of people around me. Buddy and stuff, right? If smoking a bunch of weed or meth or whatever the fuck, right? There'd be people all over the place. Buddy or whatever, right? But because I don't want to fucking do drugs, I don't want to smoke weed, don't want to eat a bunch of mushrooms or whatever the fuck, right? Nobody around. I'm an outsider. And because I don't have some fancy job making six figures, I'm an outsider with those people too. You drive along the countryside, there's just all these houses, $500,000 houses, $1 million houses, one after another everywhere. All these fucking rich people living there. And there's nowhere for me to live out there. Nowhere I can fucking afford to live out there. So I gotta be in, city surrounded by a bunch of people on drugs and trannies and fucking cross-dressers everywhere and all this weird shit going on everywhere. And it's like, fuck, dude. And I'm just by myself. If I'm sober, I'm just sober and isolated. If I'm drinking, I go out and try to socialize, and I'm not good with that because I'm drinking. It's just if I'm sober, I guess I'm shy, and I also have enough like common sense to know that I should stay the hell away from people because most of them are bad influences. Or they're just looking to get something out of you, looking to use you, I don't know, man. It's a fucking lonely existence. And I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I don't know how I don't know how the fuck I'll ever have a home. Especially not if my dad's cutting me out of his will or whatever, then that'd be probably about the only goddamn way I'd ever have a home. If he fucking left me one or something. It just fucking... It's so aggravating. I don't know. I don't know what to do. And I'm at a point now where it's like, I'm fucking 40 years old. If I don't find a good woman and settle down, then it might never happen. I'll just be fucking alone, struggling to barely scrape by or whatever, or end up having to get used to just sleeping in my fucking car or something. I just don't have the fucking resources to have a fucking halfway decent life. No fucking shitty job I could get would get me that, Because things are too expensive. It's too expensive. Fucking rent is too damn high. Cost of living is too damn high. I mean, for fuck's sake, you want to see inflation, man? Get a pepperoni pizza at, the food. You can see the inflation just by looking at the food. A few years ago, pepperoni pizza at Little Caesars was $5. Now it's $10. A few years ago, 8-piece chicken dinner from KFC was $20. Now it's $60 or $65. You know, that's, and the cost of housing is like that. The cost of living is like that. Just to have the fucking, basic shit like a fucking bed to sleep in, 4 walls and a roof, costs so much goddamn money that it's ridiculous. And I don't know who the fuck I could find to be a roommate or something. I don't think I would want to have that unless, it was like a girlfriend or something steady girlfriend or a wife or something. But again, finding that is like finding a fucking, Bigfoot riding a unicorn or something. Someone who actually cares. I don't know, man. I mean, some people have, a lot of people just have families that look out for them and shit, They got brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, mom, dad, everybody back them up and will offer them a fucking place to stay. I don't have none of that. Got a bunch of friends that are actual, real good friends to them that'll, give them a place to crash. I don't got none of that, And it fucking sucks. I'm goddamn lonely. What's crazy to me is like, I'm smart, I'm strong, I think fairly good looking, fairly physically fit, strong. I got a nice car. I've been paying my own bills, taking care of my fucking self with DoorDash of all things for like a year. Paying my own bills, with before I had DoorDash with what was left over, for 3 fucking years or whatever, right? And now, and there's all these fucking dudes out there that are total fucking losers and stuff compared to me, basically, in so many ways. Or total dicks, like morons and stuff. And they got freaking girlfriends on their arm, and they got a whole network of people around them that are supportive and helpful to them. But for some reason, I just can't fucking find that. I just don't got that. And it's just fucked, man. It's so fucking unfair. And then on top of that, I got all this weird shit happening everywhere. Like almost every time I go out, every time I fucking leave the room and go outside and go try to do anything, if I go grocery shopping or I go try and dash, I gotta deal with all this crazy ass shit around me. Just feeling like kind of outnumbered, outgunned, surrounded fucking everywhere I go by all these groups of people that where I'm like an outsider and they have their group and I'm just this fucking one lonely guy or whatever, one lone guy, It's just And I mean, if I'm being honest, I should be fucking drawing disability or something. I've got fucking disorders and stuff, you know? Legitimate. But I don't even want to fucking deal with doctors because they're, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. If you trust doctors after the last few years of shit that's been going on, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. We ain't even the same species. I need help. Hell, just having a fucking decent girlfriend would make a world of difference. Be good to her. Someone to fucking share my life with and time with, and I don't know, being here in like a city area in Oregon, I feel like I'm just on a sinking ship, you know, and I got no lifeboat, and I don't know what to do. I want to be able to live in some way that's more sustainable, and I don't know, man, being alone like this and then fucking falling into drinking and stuff too, like, and dealing with all this crazy shit, I'd be honest, it's driving me fucking crazy. It's driving me crazy. You ever see the rice experiment? If not, you should look that up. They did the same thing with water. They put water under a microscope, and you know, you have three different jars. One is you ignore, the other you know, tell it you love it and talk nice to it and stuff like that, and the other one you just like insult and cuss out and talk to, you know. And like the one that gets insulted just looks rot, you know, with the rice experiment, looks all rotten and stuff like that. With the water one, they just take it, put it under a microscope, and it looks all filthy and nasty and stuff. Whereas the water that you talk nice to has got all these like snowflake-looking like crystalline structures and stuff. I feel kind of like the abused rice, or like a cross between, somewhere in between the abused rice and the ignored rice, basically. And we're made up, our bodies are made up of mostly water, you know. It was a full moon last night. Looked like a blood moon or something, I don't know. For a while there. Shit. It's been all this weird stuff. I mean, I was affected by the solar flares and stuff too when there's been these solar flares. I feel really weird and like my eyesight get. I had this period for like a month or two where I couldn't, like my eyes, I couldn't. I had to wear sunglasses all day because my eyes were sensitive. I was getting these bad headaches. I'd go out and dash, and I'd have to be wearing sunglasses the whole time, even in the stores, because I just get these bad splitting headaches or something when I take the sunglasses off. This usually has been during the times when there are these solar flares going on. I don't know, there's just new fucking weird shit every day. Like yesterday, I don't know, like, you know, you got all the election crap going on, all the crazy shit that's surrounding that. And then you got like just I'm just, you know, talking about World War III, talking about the dollar collapse, all this other stuff, the BRICS currencies, all these things going on. You know, the news coming out talking about fucking space aliens and UFOs. You got goddamn, I guess something got hacked or some issue with Windows caused like a huge computer crash all over the country, all over the world yesterday. Like, just go to the gas pumps and half the pumps are empty, you know, because they haven't fucking refilled the gas. Like, there's just weird shit going on. And then on top of that, like I said, the weird shit, like it seems like I'm jumping through dimensions or something. Things are fucking weird. And then there's the targeted individual stuff, which is like, you know, just getting followed around everywhere I go by the same fucking cars, followed around by the same people. There's even dudes on bicycles and shit following me around, man. I could drive, you know, I could go to pick up an order at, say, KFC, way on the far side of town, go deliver it like fucking 3.5, 4 miles away or whatever, to the edge of town, on the far opposite edge of town, like 4.5, I don't know how many miles, almost 5 miles away, basically. And I'll come back after delivering it, start driving back, and I'll come across the same dudes on bicycles that were fucking following me the fuck over there. You know? God damn it. Yeah, standing around the park, there's people driving by yelling my name out the window. Like, I just get this weird fucking shit like everywhere I go, basically. Sometimes I just want to drink and just get shit faced and just not care, because when I, you know, get shit faced, it's like I don't give a fuck. I'm noticing all the weird shit, but it's just like I'm just observing it and almost laughing at it when I'm drunk, you know. And you know, I feel 10 foot tall and bulletproof, basically, is why, you know. Get a little crazy or whatever, right? We're all clear headed and sober, and there's all this weird fucking shit happening around me. I don't know what to do with that, you know? Oh. I don't know. I feel like I gotta get out of here, but I don't know where to go. It's because it's such a massive fucking pain in the ass now just to get an apartment somewhere, to like move to another apartment. It's a massive pain in the ass. I mean, it would be It would be a pain in the ass if there was two people at the same time, and one's off at work and the other one's doing nothing but fucking trying to find a goddamn apartment. It could take months or longer It took me over a fucking year. It took me like 2 fucking years, basically, to get into this shithole. Of course, I guess now I have a credit score of almost 16 or almost 650. I've got some rental history, but I don't know if it'll be considered good rental history. You know how much of a pain in the ass it would be for me to get all this crap out of this apartment over to my storage by myself when I don't even have a pickup truck? I don't have another pair of hands to help me carry shit, help me pack, you know? So fucking that just by itself is going to be a massive fucking pain in the ass. Trying to find somewhere else to live, that's fucking massive pain in the ass. I don't want to fucking be sleeping in my goddamn car for months or having to piss away all my money on a fucking motel room that's more expensive than my shitty apartment. You know? Oh. I don't know, man. I get really stressed out. Shit stresses me out. I don't know what to do. Going out like some routine dashing is I mean this time of year it's just hot as fuck out. Sweating like crazy. Sun beaming down. It comes out, when it gets a little later in the day and the sun gets down low to the ground, it's just shining through the window, blinded me. I can't see where the fuck I'm going hardly, with or without sunglasses. Just trying to cross some four-way intersection and I can't even, and the sun's like blinding me to fucking oncoming traffic and shit. And I'm trying to watch out for, to make sure there's not some cat coming from underneath a car or some person about to jump out from behind a fucking car or a tree or a wall or whatever the fuck, right? I don't know. I mean, it sucks in the summertime and it sucks the rest of the year too, because then you're out in the fucking rain trying to carry paper bags because nobody's got plastic bags. I guess I have my catering bags for that. It'll just be pouring down fucking rain. I'm trying to deliver some food to somebody's front door. Got all kinds of traffic like blocking me into their driveway. I'm trying to walk, set their food at their doorstep in a fucking paper bag, getting poured, rain pouring down on my fucking head. I'll be wearing so many clothes to try and keep dry when it is, and it'll be pouring down rain, and then it'll stop for an hour or half hour, and then you're just hot, sweating. You take off the clothes that you wore for the rain to cool off, and then it fucking starts fucking raining again. You gotta put the shit back on again. Off and on, or you just sit there and sweat like crazy. Because I had the heater running in the wintertime because it's fucking cold out. But then if I'm wearing heavy clothes to try and keep myself from getting soaked by the rain, then I'm just sweating. Like fucking drive all the way across town to go drop off some food for $4 a pop or some shit. Just walking up fucking third floor of some apartment complex that doesn't even have the fucking addresses clearly marked. It's hard to not want to crawl into a fucking bottle and just escape. then I feel like an idiot for doing so. But when I'm sober, I just want to fucking hide in my goddamn room and not go anywhere. Because every time I go out, there's all this weird shit happening. Just like ultra mega fucking gaslighting everywhere, basically. I see so much crazy shit too, man. And that gets fucking stressful. There's just weird shit going on. And I gotta go about my day and act like that's normal. There's all these goddamn sketchy, shady ass people around and stuff. I feel like I gotta watch my back all the time. I'm fucking followed around everywhere I go. I don't even have some woman around to fucking hold my hand or talk to. And the few people that act like they would be my friend or something act like they want to be my friend half the time, and the other time they seem like they were ready to stab me in the back or something. I don't know, I'm just fucking stressed out by shit. I just want to get out of here. I want this fucking shit to be over with. I just want to have goddamn basic shelter that's mine and not have to pay out the ass for it forever, you know? Like to be able to work and fucking actually get paid and actually be able to keep the money that I make if I make money, you know? Fucking, is that humanly possible? I don't know, there's so much shit going on too that just creeps me the fuck right out, dude. I mean, on top of all the other weird shit, you got all these like, you know, solar storms and full moons and blood moons fucking constantly, which seems like impossible, you know? Yeah, there shouldn't be this many fucking full moons and blood moons. Like, when I was growing up, when I was a kid, I don't remember. I think there was a full moon like maybe 3 or 4 times a year, you know? And a blood moon was like some kind of, you know, special thing that you would only see like, oh yes, you should come see the blood moon. You won't see another one for 100 years, kind of shit, you know. Now it's like every goddamn couple of weeks or something, every month. There's all these solar storms and World War III and goddamn political insanity and fucking druggies roaming around everywhere and crime everywhere and millions of fucking cops everywhere. It's just like, I don't know, man. So much weird shit goes on. I was fucking, I don't know, alcohol affects me weird. I feel like I get high from alcohol. Like, I wouldn't even call it drunk anymore. It's like a high. It's almost like a hallucinogen or something. You drink enough. I don't know, man. Just this shit gets old, man. Fucking stressed out. I don't quite know what to do. I can't afford to get the fuck out of here, and even trying to get the fuck out of here is such a massive pain in the ass. I could spend fucking. I mean, if I took a week off from dashing and spent every single day, all day long, just searching for apartments for rent that are affordable enough for me to get into them and trying to apply, like, it would take all of my time, the entire week, and I probably still wouldn't even have gotten anywhere. Because it's just like, and I wouldn't have any time to fucking dash or do anything because it's just, there's so much crap that goes into fucking even trying to get into an apartment that it's like a full-time job. And if you manage to get in, you've got to have loads of money to even be able to move. Between the fucking, huge deposit fees that they charge that they're never intending giving back, basically. And the fucking rent that's ridiculously overpriced. I don't know what to do, man. I was gonna say I don't know how other people do it, but I mean, I guess I kind of do. You got people that bust their ass constantly putting in tons of hours and never have a moment's free time. That are just, their entire life is just spent at work. So they can afford to fucking rent on someplace, and it'd be difficult for them to get anywhere else because, like I said, it's almost a full-time job trying to find a place. And then you've got people who they've got, a guy's, people have families and stuff that are helpful. I don't have family that's helpful around. I don't have anyone helping me out or helping me look for things or offering me a place to stay. I don't even have the phone numbers of most of my family members. I don't even know how to contact